Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of the Economic Times Cutting Try Stories, an initiative by ET On this platform, we identify leaders and talk about their personal and professional journeys. We also discuss about the traits, qualities that make these leaders stand out in the industry across different sectors and verticals. I'm Dimple Bajwa, your host for this session, and today I have been joined by Mr. Rajesh Kumar Kandregula. He is the GM for IT Network, Communications and Security at the GMR Group. Thank you for joining us, sir. Looking forward to a great conversation with you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you.
So before I start asking you questions pertaining to your personal and professional journey, I'd like to ask you first, how are you doing?
Absolutely good. Thank you so much.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So we've all been working from home for the past 18 months now, and we've been dependent on different modes of communication all these months. So with the work from home scenario, when people are unable to communicate face to face, these communication mediums have come into being. Which is your favorite channel of communication these days, and why do you like it the most?
See, this communication channel, when you talk about now, it's more of, rather than a communication channel, I should say more of a meetings. So it is something like, you have Zoom, you have, Microsoft Teams and Google Meet and all this stuff. So now the communication channel is all these are become a part of the life now. I see the major difference nowadays in this post-COVID. No, this is the major change I see. The people are habituated to all kind of meetings, and now that is the major change I see. And moreover, that when it comes to the timelines, earlier it is only 9 to 6 or the timelines, but now it is open. So anytime anyone can barge in. So that is what the major difference post COVID what is observed.
Right. I agree. I think there are no time limitations. The office timings, we've somehow crossed those timings, and work is going beyond.
Beyond. Now it is hijacking our personal lives.
Right. So since you mentioned, that of course work has entered our personal lives as well. How do you maintain the work-life balance, and how do you give time to your family?
See, I strictly, avoid calls beyond the office hours. That is what I've instructed to instructed my team as well, and to the vendors, whoever the partners and vendors also. But there are some cases which are not avoidable. So apart from those, so most of them I try to avoid. And when it comes to Saturdays and Sundays, I strictly don't attend I'll not sit in front of the system. So I made myself to not to sit in front of the system on truly on Saturdays and Sundays. So at least a weekly 2 days I dedicatedly give to the family. So that is what I've taken this decision post COVID only.
That's actually good to know. Yes, that's actually good to know, because you're promoting that within your team as well.
Yes.
So you're somehow promoting a work-life balance also. So that's really interesting to know. So during your entire career journey, who have you enjoyed working with the most, and why?
Entire career, see, there are multiple people. I cannot say 0.1 person actually. So multiple people, and now presently, even in this organization, I have a person whom I strictly, observe, and I try to, act like him, or I try to copy him in many of the things. So there are many people in my because every organization has its own flavor.
Right.
So we need to change according to that. So the organization doesn't never change to according to our styles. So we have to change our attitude or style towards the organization. So I see the leaders who in my organization, and I try to copy them, and I try to match to what are the decisions I take, and whatever the work I do. So all these things I try to match them, and I try to do it. So like this, if you take it, I have multiple peoples in my career. So each and every organization, I should say one person.
All right.
Yeah.
So since you spoke about, catching on to the qualities of others that you like and inheriting those qualities,
Hmm.
what I would here like to ask you about your leadership style. What
Okay.
are your leadership qualities and traits? Something, that you would want others to inherit from you.
Yeah, see, what I observed is even at the change, what I made it myself, which was not there earlier, which I made it brought into my process is transparency. So transparency brings a major difference with the teams, and and when you say transparency, also there are some star marks in it. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying 100% should be transparent, but you have to be transparent at least 90%, 90 to 95% to the max possible. We need to transparent, and and the quality what I implemented is transforming the team, and training the teams. So training is one thing which need to be done every month. There should be some of the other kind of a training should is required to the team, and that's how you also grow as well as the team will also grow. So that is what the a secret I follow.
Right, right. Since you mentioned about training, in the past couple of days, we've all been talking about soft skills, enhancing the soft skills of employees. How are you ensuring, that your employees, your team has proper soft skills like communication skills and everything? How are you ensuring the soft skills among your employees?
We have trainers from outside. So every weekly once we evaluate people. There are some internal tests will be there. So we evaluate people based on those parameters, and we give them a training accordingly.
All right.
And
Okay.
every 6 months there will be a soft skill training will be there, and also mail ethics training will be there, and
Mm-hmm.
all these things are available. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a process which our HR will take care. It is
Mm-hmm.
not which I introduce to the organization. This is already there in the organization, which I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
implement it to the max what possible. Because
Right.
as I told I'm into a service kind of an industry. So
Mm-hmm.
what happens is we work 24 by 7.
Mm-hmm.
No matter it is a COVID or before COVID or post COVID, it is 24 by 7, because
Right.
every flight it has to go. There are multiple things which we need to do behind.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as long as the flights are flying, so we have work. So something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
all the team members are required to come to office in person. Is work is required in our kind of an organization.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how we are doing it. And the mainly what trainings I talk about is basically maybe not on the soft skills, because soft skills and mail ethics and all that HR is going to take care of it. But apart from that, there are some upgradations, like technically what are the new things are coming into the market, and what are the things which can be implemented newly and innovatively in the present organization and present work environment and things. So these kind of a trainings which we are giving.
All right. Okay. So,
Yeah.
my next question is, in your entire career journey, who has had a strong influence on you, or someone whom you consider to be your mentor?
Yeah. See, in my entire career, there is one Mr. Gopal is there, whom I mostly I followed actually. Even I now I'm not in touch with him, but it's been around 6 7 years or more than that. I was not in touch with him, but definitely whenever I meet him, I tell him that because if you see me, out of me, 70% I copied from him. So 75% of my attitudes or whatever these things I copied from him. So I should say that yes, the credit or debit should go to him.
Right. Great. Great. Any suggestions or any sort of advice that you'd like to give to the first time leaders?
Yeah, the first time leaders means see mostly uh, there are two things actually. One is every leader should should see the team should learn something from the leader. Okay, it is not that it should not be a leadership. It should not be a demanding kind of a thing. The team should feel that they are learning something from the leader. So that is one thing which I strongly believe in it. And next thing is the leader should also be not only officially, personally also he should be helpful to the team. Even in case of any personal emergencies or personal requirements or anything, any suggestions required, he should first feel that my leader is there to help me out in those as well, not only in professional life, even in personal life as well. So that is how the communication between the team and the leader will definitely build. So once that is built, the productivity will definitely will come out.
Right. You mentioned that the leader needs to be more connected to the team for a better productivity. That's very interesting to
Yes,
know.
yes.
So now, changing gears here, it would be great if you walked us through the early days of your career. How were you back then, and how have you evolved over the years, and how has the journey been for you?
Yeah, my journey, I should say that, all my starting of my career, I started in all new organizations. See, for example, if I started my career in 1999. So there, Dishnet DSL was the first organization, first ISP, in fact, in India
Mm-hmm.
to launch private services of internet services.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first organization. So that is the reason I have an opportunity to learn more actually.
Right.
Any new organization, if you are working rather than an established organization, what
Mm-hmm.
will happen is you will have free hands.
Right.
Then you can learn things and you can also do a lot of experiments in that. You will have a lot of failures and you'll also have a lot of successes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is after that I joined in Dishnet DSL. After that I joined in Tata. Tata is again first company to launch DSL services to all home users.
Mm-hmm.
Means DSL was the technology dial-up connection evaluation from dial-up internet connection to a fiber optic kind of a connection.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first organization to start. So again, I was a part of it. So after that, I joined in wireless, Dishnet Wireless, which was my first organization. Because they started Dishnet Wireless, which is Aircell. You can
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Aircell, that is an Aircell organization. They started in Hyderabad. So when they started again, they pulled me back from Tata to Aircell. So I joined them. So that is again a first organization to start, higher capacities of internet over wireless. So
Right.
that was again a first organization for me.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I joined Zilog Systems. The Zilog Systems again, it's a first organization to launch wireless technology
Mm-hmm.
across India in mass production, like mass implementation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was again a first organization, first implementation which was done.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I joined uh, ATC, that is ACT, that Act Fiber Net. Maybe you heard about it. So Act was another organization which I joined.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I directly jumped into, in between I joined Winery Industries.
Okay.
Winery Industries is one more organization that is not a starter, it's not new technology,
Mm-hmm.
but they started GPON is one thing which they started. This is in 2011, I believe. I started
Mm-hmm.
working on GPON. GPON is something like, fiber, you will have triple play. Like you will have internet, you will have TV, and you'll also have telephone in it. So it's a triple play service that is also again first kind of it. So which was launched by them, and I was again the part of it, part of that kind of technology.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I joined ACT, which was ACT, Act Fiber. So
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing new in it.
Mm-hmm.
That is all fiber to the home, and which was like GPON only, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a single service.
Okay.
After that, there I only worked for 1 year, I believe. After that, I joined a government organization, that is Andhra Pradesh State Fiber Net, that is
Okay.
AP Fiber Grid.
Mm-hmm.
So there I joined, and it's a starter company again.
All right.
So they just implemented the complete complete AP The fiber
Mhm.
technology was implemented and they started GPON services. I was heading entire AP for that, for the
Mhm.
implementation and maintenance part of it. So after that, for being in GMR, from there I joined in GMR. In GMR, it's a new experience for me because
Mhm.
this is already established, and
Right.
there's nothing I can do something into it. But
Mhm.
what we have done is I have introduced a smart trolley system, in which smart trolley, like the passengers can, we can understand the where the passengers, the trolleys are available. And see what happens is, when any passenger comes into the airport, they will first need a trolley.
Right.
So placing a trolley and where the requirement location is more critical to understand
Mhm.
on the live environment.
Yes.
So that for that, because we have huge number of manpower who
Mhm.
are tracking the trolleys and bringing them online, and knowing where, when the flight is, when the takeoff and when the arrivals. So
Mhm.
ensuring that arrivals passengers should get required trolleys are available for all the passengers requirement. This was a challenge earlier. So now we have introduced something called smart trolley process, in which we'll identify each and every trolley where it is. And there are
Okay.
some cases which we have also identified that some trolleys are missed.
Mhm.
So all these things are there. So
Mhm.
these things have come into line. So this was something new which we have done. Apart from that, smart toilets, and
Mhm.
where you will find, including the aroma of the washroom, how it
Mhm.
is, you have enough tissues available into the required location. Is the
Mhm.
dustbin is empty or it is full? Every information will be captured.
Mhm.
And even in the smart air side, when the flight chalks in, chalks off, all the information will be captured. What time the flight landed, and what is the time taken to get ready for the departures.
Mhm.
Every information will be captured, and what are the parameters need to be taken care while
Mhm.
from the arrival to the departure. There are a lot of parameters which need to be taken care. So
Right.
whether those parameters are being met and all, this is something new which we have implemented
Right.
into it.
Right.
So
I
these are
think
the
there's
new things which we have. See, as I told you, so every team should know that they are learning something new in their life.
right.
So then only they'll have that enthusiasm, and they'll also have interest, in proceeding further.
Right.
Otherwise, every day doing a monotonous kind of a job, coming to office, attendance, and then go back and do a reply to some mails and then go. It is not so. You will not find interest in doing so. After certain time, you will
Mhm.
lose interest actually.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
everything, if because maybe because of that my attitude or something, I really don't know. Because all my career is all new organizations, all new setups. So I'm used to kind of implementing new things and all that.
Right.
So
Right.
that has
Right.
really helped me out in even in GMR also
I'm
to
sure.
implement new things actually.
Yes. Yes. And I think there's a lot of smart work that you're doing at GMR,
Yes, yes,
which is
yes.
very interesting to learn about.
Now we are
So,
working on car parkings also,
mhm.
available, where the parkings are available, how the end means the driver can understand like where the in the slot is available
Mhm.
for the this thing. So
Mhm.
that is in progress now. Apart from that, we have also have implemented something called video analytics.
Mhm.
This is not new technology actually, but we are trying to implement new things into it, like understanding the whoever are wearing face mask, and is there any like crowds are available,
Mhm.
what is the footprint of the passengers, and who with we are trying to analyze the passenger interests, like
Mhm.
if we have multiple concessionaries inside airport.
Mhm.
So we are trying to analyze number of passengers are footprints are going towards
Mhm.
what is their interest. So
Mhm.
basically, based on now we are in the phase of learning things. So once we learn all those things, and we can introduce something called whenever say for example if I'm going to the airport, I am interested in some store. Then I
Mhm.
immediately, once I get into that airport, I get an SMS saying that this X store has some kind of an offer. So this is a business improvement for the, for the business, and also customer will also feel happy that, he is having something new every time whenever he comes in.
Right, right. So now, you mentioned you have a very vast and interesting career journey. And since, you mentioned about smart car parking, smart trolley and toilets, having smart toilets. Um,
Yeah.
so this is all the work that, goes like into the backstage mode. When are you planning to come in the traveling mode and travel yourself somewhere to, I don't know, a destination of your choice? When are you planning to travel, and what is that one place maybe you would want to visit next?
See, actually, traveling means every year with my family, I go and abroad too.
Hmm.
But due to this COVID from 2020 till today, I have not gone. I have not crossed. I have not crossed Hyderabad actually.
All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe next year, if everything goes well, I think Paris is what we are planning.
Oh,
So
great.
is what we are looking forward. Wanted to visit actually.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
interesting to know.
yeah,
So I strongly believe, that leaders such as yourself have a lot of work on your plate. You
correct.
manage teams, you have so much work to do all the time. Uh, do you manage to give time to fitness or indulge in some sort of fitness activity like yoga, maybe morning walks or workout, cycling, anything in between?
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you about my daily life. Then you will understand how
Mhm.
this is pre-COVID and post-COVID. There are two things again in my life again.
Right.
See, before me affected with COVID, I was getting up at 3:30 in the morning.
My
I get up
God.
early in the morning. I go bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Okay.
So it is not something, impossible. Everybody can do it. At 9 o'clock, if you go to the bed, definitely you can get up at
Right.
3:30 or so. So I get up at 3:30, and from 3:30 to 4, I do all my natural calls, and then 4 o'clock I start go for a walk,
Hmm.
brisk walk I can say. So that will I do it for 2 hours.
Hmm.
12 kilometers I cover in the morning, and after that, that's it. I don't go to the gym, and earlier in my early days I used to, but
Hmm.
post marriage, no gym, nothing. So
All
nothing.
right.
So
Okay.
so I
Okay.
used to, but once I affected with COVID, this was my routine life. And after that, when I affected with my, when I affected with COVID, after that I could not go. And even from past 3 months, no walking, nothing. I put
Hmm.
on a lot of weight now. So maybe after, because many people told me that post COVID there are multiple issues are there. So
Right.
they suggested not to do any kind of an activities.
Hmm.
So this even my doctor also suggested for 6 months, don't do anything. Just whatever the weight you are gaining, let it go. So after 6 months, we can you can start reducing it. So I'm just waiting for the another 3 more months to go.
All right. All right. Great. Also, so what are your hobbies? Like, what activities do you like to indulge in, and how do you fit your hobbies in your schedule?
Yeah, before marriage, there were a lot of hobbies, but post marriage, a lot of changes have happened, and now I just follow the hobbies what my kids are having actually. So my kid plays a PlayStation, he plays it
Mhm.
on it. So instead of playing with him, I like to sit with him and watch how he plays, and I give suggestions. They do this, do that, and all that. This has become a hobby to me now. Now every time, every Saturday, Sunday, I do this.
Also, it's a great way to spend time with your family, I think.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So
Oh,
in one shot, I'm having two, targets.
great, great. So one last question I have is there any interesting experience, personal or professional? But of course, yes, we'd like to know more of the personal experiences that you've had. Any interesting experience during lockdown that you've had with your family or maybe your friends?
Everybody should maintain their bank balances.
Right, right, right.
This is what I would say. This is what my experience also says.
Great.
Earlier, it used to be, earlier it used to be, um, you know, uh, some percentage to be, or percentage of the salary is for enjoyment and things like that. So
Mhm.
now we need to also categorize some percentage of the salary to the bank balance so that it will take care of your future requirements.
Right.
This
That's
is
actually
something which post-COVID has taught me actually.
right. This is one learning I think most of us are going to
Yes.
carry with ourselves maybe for the lifetime now.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
This is something new. It means this was taught to us every day by our parents, but we
But we
never
never practiced it.
practiced it. Now we need to do it.
Right. All right, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time today for this interview. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with you today. It was great to listen to your experiences, and there is so much to learn from your experiences. Hope to communicate with you sometime again in the future.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you for
Thank you so
joining us
much, and
today.
nice to
Thank
talk
you,
to
sir.
you.
Thank you. Have a great day.